There was a time in each of our individual pasts when we were not serving God. It doesn't matter if we were raised in the church or not. We all know where we came from, and we likely never forgot the pain we caused ourselves and others by the poor choices that we made in our past. Paul tells us in Romans 3:23, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God." However long ago that was, whatever age we may have come to know the Lord as our personal Savior, there was a time when each of us were held captive, bound by the chains of the enemy. We may not have seen our condition for what it truly was while we were experiencing it. We may have recognized the pain, torment, and loneliness, but we couldn't see that by our continued behavior we were only increasing our own sorrow. Mark 5:2-5. "And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs. And no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces. Neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones." We also lived among the dead in the past. Spiritually speaking, we were dead ourselves. Nothing in this life could give us the lasting joy that we sought. We may have tried different things, seeking some kind of relief, but no matter what we did, any benefit we may have perceived was always short-lived. We could not hold on tight enough to make the good continue. Lasting joy seemed always to be just out of our grasp. Our failures and weaknesses may have been many and varied, but the final destination for each of those paths was the same. The enemy of our souls was eagerly anticipating our eternal destruction, until one day the brilliant light of eternal joy broke those chains and lifted us up out of those pits of despair that we had dug for ourselves. Mark 5:15, "And they come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil, and had the legion sitting and clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid." This is the power of the God that we serve. I find it interesting that these people knew this man. He was always there. But they weren't afraid. He's just the crazy man in the tombs. But now he's sitting and in his right mind. Now they're afraid. What's that fear about? The Creator of all things had mercy on our souls. He cleaned us up to set us on the pathway to perfection. The man among the tombs had broken his fetters, but he could not free himself from the power of the devil. The freedom that Jesus had given him changed his life forever. John 8:36, "If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed." Now we come to what's truly important. We have been made free by the Son of God. But to what end? We have been granted deliverance from the bondage to sin so that the world can see the power of the one who set us free. Mark 5:18-20, "And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. Howbeit, Jesus suffered him not, but saith unto him, Go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee. And he departed, and began to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus had done for him. And all men did marvel." The power of revival can be found in our own lives. I used to wish that I could forget those dark days of my past. I wanted those memories to fade into obscurity. I didn't see any benefit in remembering them. But now I know. And we all need to understand that God does not allow us to forget those things for good reason. When we begin to publish abroad how powerful our God is to redeem fallen man from destruction on a personal level, souls will be changed. Revival will be the natural outcome. God will place souls in our paths who are currently experiencing what God has already helped us to overcome. When the lost understand that we have our own pasts and that we had to overcome by the power of the Son of God, they will see that there is hope, even in the midst of their own suffering. No doubt, just as the Gadarene among the tombs, God has allowed the enemy of our souls to bind us with seemingly unbreakable chains. I say seemingly because the world says, to the world, some things are improperly accepted as fact when they're actually lies from the devil. You can't change some people. You can't fix some problems. No, you can't. I can't. We can't. But God is able. When souls see that we weren't born perfect, but by God's grace we've been changed, it will open their eyes to the awesome miracle working power of the God we serve. Just as the Gadarene, each of us have been delivered for a purpose. We've been delivered to show forth the power of the one who saved us from destruction. We've been set free so that we can publish the great things that the Lord has done for us. When we do, the results will be the same. What did they say about the Gadarene? All men will marvel. The power of revival is found in publishing what God has done for each of us as individuals. Any prayer requests this morning?